In 1992 we started discovering planets outside our solar system, and from there until now, the number of worlds spread across the universe has increased dramatically. In these years of research, more than 4,300 planets have already been catalogued, and this number tends to grow even more as each year we evolve our ability to look at the universe in search of exoplanets. With such expressive numbers, it is clear that the variety of these planets tends to be large, and in the middle of it, we can highlight some with interesting characteristics like the ones you will see today. But before watching the video, subscribe here on the channel and activate the notification so you don't miss any of our content. Exoplanets are planets that are outside the solar system and orbiting other stars. NASA has been executing an exoplanet exploration plan, however, observing them is not an easy task since the planets do not emit their own light and are much smaller than the stars. Only 163 of the more than 4,300 exoplanets discovered are solid, as is the Earth, the closest of which is 12 light-years away from our planet, and the most distant, 43 light-years away. Among the catalogued exoplanets, there are those called habitable. The habitable planets present conditions for the emergence or maintenance of life. The estimate is that there may be 10 billion planets like that. The fact that a planet is considered habitable does not mean that it has life, but that it presents the conditions considered necessary for it to exist. Many of these planets were discovered by the Kepler satellite, which was developed with the aim of finding out how common exoplanets are. The legacy is now with the TESS satellite, which is looking for planets in nearby stars so that we can study its characteristics in more detail. Meet now some of the fabulous exoplanets already discovered. The first exoplanet discovered was a hot gas giant that is half the size of Jupiter and was discovered in 1992. It is an extrasolar planet located approximately 50 light-years from Earth in the constellation Pegasus. It attracted its parent star to 51 Pegasi in an orbit so much that the oscillation of the star was obvious to ground-based telescopes. Finding this fast giant started what could be called the classic period of planet hunting. The initial technique of tracking oscillating stars revealed one planet after another, many of them large, called hot Jupiters, and with tight bubble-filled orbits. The letter B in 51 Pegasi b is used to differentiate the planet from the star it orbits. The next discovered planets are designated successively as C, D, and so on, regardless of the distance from the parent star. 51 Pegasi b is an extremely hot planet. Kepler 20f was a planet discovered by NASA's Kepler mission on December 19, 2011. Kepler 20f is a planet similar in size to Earth. This exoplanet orbits the star Kepler 20 and is located almost 1,000 light-years from Earth, located in the constellation of Lyra. Its orbit in relation to the star corresponds to almost 20 days. The planet may have a ferrous core and mantle, that is, be solid and also have a gaseous envelope like an atmosphere. Kepler 20f is slightly higher than Earth, and its surface temperature can reach 430 degrees Celsius. Kepler 20e was also discovered by NASA's Kepler mission in December 2011. Kepler 20e is a planet similar in size to the size of the Earth and orbits the star Kepler 20. It is located almost 1,000 light-years from Earth and located in the constellation of Lyra. A year on this planet corresponds to 6 days, and it is much closer to its host star than Earth is to the Sun. Kepler 20e is likely to be completely rocky and without atmosphere. Kepler 20e is slightly lower than Venus, and its surface temperature is 760 degrees Celsius, being too hot to support life. Kepler 10b is the first confirmed terrestrial planet to have been discovered outside the solar system. Discovered after several months of data collection during the course of the mission. The planet takes less than a day on Earth to orbit its star. Kepler 10b must be a burnt world, orbiting at a distance that is more than 20 times closer to its star than Mercury is from our own sun, with an estimated daytime temperature of more than 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than the lava flows here on Earth, hot enough to melt iron. Kepler's team determined that Kepler 10b is a rocky planet. A university in France considered the planet more like a super Mercury for its physical characteristics similar to that planet in our solar system. Kepler 22b is an exoplanet located about 620 light-years from Earth in the constellation Cygnus. It was discovered by the Kepler space probe and was the first planet in transit known to orbit within the habitable zone of a star similar to our Sun. Its mass and surface composition remains unknown. Kepler 22b may be an oceanic planet, that is, rich in water and with a small rocky core. Kepler 22b's average distance from its star Kepler 22 is about 15% less than the distance from Earth to the Sun, but Kepler 22's luminosity is about 25% less than that of the Sun. This combination of a shorter average distance from the star and a lower stellar luminosity are consistent with a moderate surface temperature, which is presumed that the surface is not subject to extreme greenhouse heating. Gliese 667 cc is an exoplanet that orbits a star belonging to a triple star system with a low amount of elements heavier than helium, known as Gliese 667. The planet is one of the promising ones to find life similar to ours. It has almost 5 times the mass of the Earth and is in the habitable zone capable of housing liquid water. It is 22 light-years from Earth and orbits its star in 28 days. Gliese 667 cc is a super-Earth, an exoplanet with a mass and radius greater than that of Earth, but smaller than that of the giant planets Uranus and Neptune. The equilibrium temperature of Gliese 667 cc is estimated at 439 degrees Celsius. HD 85512b is an extrasolar planet that is approximately 36 light-years away from Earth in the constellation of Bella. The planet orbits its star at a distance of 1/4 of the Earth in relation to the Sun, but as the star is smaller and colder than the Sun, then in relative terms, it would be equivalent to saying that this planet is for the mother star, just as Venus is towards the Sun. Its orbital period is 54 days. It is within the habitable zone of the star, which means that it can have water in the liquid state, which is an essential factor in life. Another important detail that can help in relation to life is that the orbit of this planet is almost circular, which causes the temperature to be at a stabilized level. HD 85512b has a mass almost 4 times that of Earth. Due to the mass, it should be considered a rocky planet. The temperature of the planet can be hot and humid, ranging from 30 to 50 degrees and a lot of humidity. The planet may have an atmosphere with water vapor, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. If the planet has a cloud atmosphere, then it is likely to have liquid water on the planet's surface. We know that there are many exoplanets already catalogued to speak here on the channel, so we leave here in the description a link to the official NASA page for you to observe and explore the more than 4,300 exoplanets already found.